Can Jamahal Hill handle Alex Pereira's dad jokes? And is Garry really ready to wrestle Shavkat's undefeated streak? The UFC is set to explode with drama and anticipation. Let's break down the fierce rivalries and fiery showdowns ahead. The UFC has long been known for its fierce rivalries, intense competition, and high-stakes matchups. And right now, there are two fights that has everyone talking. First, there's Jamahal Hill and Alex Pereira, who are locked in a back-and-forth verbal battle after their fight at UFC 300. Hill, who suffered a brutal knockout at the hands of Pereira, has been vocal about his frustration with the way that the fight played out. On the other hand, Pereira, the dominant middleweight champion, has been quick to shut down Hill's calls for a rematch. Meanwhile, across the welterweight division, Garry is staring down the undefeated Shavkat Rakhmonov, and Garry has no intentions of backing down. With a title shot on the line, these two rising stars are about to collide in what promises to be an explosive showdown. Let's start with the showdown between Hill and Pereira, which has been full of drama since the moment it ended. Hill's knockout loss to Pereira at UFC 300 was a tough one to swallow, and the former light heavyweight champion hasn't kept quiet about his feelings on the matter. From the moment the fight ended, Hill took to social media, expressing his frustration and calling out Pereira. It's clear that Hill is not satisfied with how the fight went, and he's been vocal about the circumstances surrounding his defeat. For those who missed it, Hill's fight with Pereira took a controversial turn during the early moments of their bout. The fight ended abruptly when Pereira knocked Hill out cold after referee Herb Dean had stepped in to intervene due to a low blow. Hill believes that Pereira only secured the knockout after the referee had called the break. Was it a fair win, or did Pereira take advantage of a momentary pause? In a series of social media posts, Hill claimed that Pereira only capitalized on the situation and knocked him out when the referee stepped in. Hill's frustrations wasn't just about losing, it was about the way the fight went down. Hill didn't hold back when addressing Pereira's tactics either. In one post, Hill wrote that Pereira rushed through other opponents, including Khalil Roundtree and Jiri Prochazka, but appeared to hesitate against him. Hill went on to accuse Pereira of being fearful, stating, "You will see me again at 100% soon, and we both know the fear that was in your heart." Hill's words suggest that he believes that there was something more to the knockout than just a straightforward fight. Whether or not you agree with Hill's takes, one thing is clear: he's not done with Pereira yet. Despite Hill's fiery words, Pereira isn't backing down. The reigning middleweight champion fired back at Hill in typical fashion, using social media to send a pointed message. Pereira posted a photo of two fighters in a face-off, and included the words, "Calm down, my son, pass this test, and dad will give you a second chance." It's clear that Pereira isn't intimidated by Hill's calls for a rematch. Instead, he's challenging Hill to prove himself once again, this time against Jiri Prochazka, who will face Hill at UFC 311. Pereira's message is crystal clear. Hill needs to go through Prochazka first before even thinking about getting another shot at the title. But the real question is, who's going to end up looking like the son in this rivalry? Hill's ability to get past Prochazka and redeem himself remains to be seen. But if Pereira has the last laugh, Hill's calls for a rematch could end up looking like empty words. If Hill loses again, it's unclear how many chances he'll have left before Pereira tunes him out completely. One thing is for sure, this feud is far from over. So with UFC 311 on the horizon, it looks like Hill is eager to prove his worth. But first, he must get past Prochazka, a former light heavyweight champion, who has his own dangerous skill set. Prochazka is no stranger to high-level competition, and his fight style has made him a feared competitor in the UFC. His aggressive, all-out approach could give Hill problems, especially after the devastating knockout loss to Pereira. However, if Hill can defeat Prochazka and get a rematch with Pereira, it would be a redemption story unlike any other. Hill has always been known for his resilience, but he would need to show a new level of determination to get back in the title picture. The question is, will he be able to recover from that loss and become a true contender again? Well, one thing's for sure, the pressure is on. While Hill and Pereira are exchanging verbal jabs, the welterweight division is experiencing a showdown of its own. Garry, the undefeated Irish fighter, has been vocal about his desire to fight Shavkat Rakhmonov, and it's safe to say he's not intimidated by the undefeated Kazakh fighter. When Garry was given the opportunity to step in and face Rakhmonov at UFC 310 following Belal Muhammad's injury, Garry was quick to accept. He saw this as a chance to prove that he was the real deal. Garry's confidence is one of his most defining traits. The 27-year-old has been on a tear in the welterweight division, and he's making it clear that he's not afraid to face the toughest opponents. Even on short notice, Garry was thrilled with the opportunity to fight Rakhmonov, and it seems like he's relishing the challenge. Garry has been vocal about his belief in that he's the future of the welterweight division, and he's determined to take Rakhmonov's undefeated record. What's interesting about this matchup is that Rakhmonov himself has already acknowledged Garry's potential. Henry Hooft, Garry's head coach, had a conversation with Rakhmonov, and the undefeated fighter expressed his belief that Garry will one day be a champion. However, Rakhmonov had a twist to his prediction. He told Hooft that Garry would only become a champion after Rakhmonov has already taken the belt for himself. Essentially, Rakhmonov is confident that he'll get his shot first, and Garry will have to wait his turn. Garry, however, is not the type of fighter who's willing to sit back and wait. In response to Rakhmonov's prediction, Garry fired back with a strong message. "It's unfortunate that one of us is going to lose, but I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure it's not me," said Garry. For Garry, this fight isn't just about claiming the title, it's about proving that he's ready to rule the division now. He's not content with waiting for his turn. He's out to take the belt for Rakhmonov, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to get it. The rivalry between Garry and Rakhmonov is one of the most exciting in the welterweight division right now. Rakhmonov's undefeated record and dominant performances have earned him respect, but Garry's confidence is infectious. If Garry can pull off a win against Rakhmonov, it would solidify his status as the next big thing in the UFC. On the other hand, if Rakhmonov continues his unbeaten streak, he'll prove that he's ready for a title shot himself. Either way, the welterweight division is in for a massive shakeup when these two step into the octagon. But will Garry's bold confidence be enough to break Rakhmonov's undefeated streak? Or will the Kazakh fighter prove to be an unstoppable force? Garry's path to a title shot is clear, but it won't be easy. Rakhmonov is a dangerous opponent with incredible power and technique, and he has shown no signs of slowing down. Garry's chances are slim, but his confidence and determination make him a tough challenge for anyone. The fight between the two rising stars is one that fans are eagerly anticipating, and it could very well determine who takes the next step towards a welterweight title shot. As UFC 311 approaches, all eyes are on two electrifying matchups. Jamahal Hill has one shot to prove he's worthy of a rematch with Alex Pereira, but first he must face Jiri Prochazka, and if Hill falls short, his redemption hopes might be dashed. Meanwhile, Garry is poised to end Shavkat Rakhmonov's undefeated streak, but can he survive Rakhmonov's relentless style? If Rakhmonov dominates, the welterweight division will be his for the taking. The battles are set to shape MMA's future, and the world is eagerly waiting to see who will come out on top. One thing's for certain, UFC fans are in for some unforgettable fights. With rivalries heating up and champions defending their titles, it's clear that the road to the top will be paved with blood, sweat, and plenty of drama. Whether it's Hill looking for redemption or Garry aiming to make his mark, there's no shortage of excitement ahead. The UFC is always full of surprises, and with the way that these rivalries are shaping up, there's no telling what's next. These fighters are determined, and they're ready to prove that they're the best in their division. Who will come out on top? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, the drama, the tension, and the action will keep fans on the edge of their seats. Don't miss a minute of the excitement, and make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for all the latest updates from the world of MMA. The best is yet to come.